Okay, here we go. This is the start of a brand new adventure. I've just flown from Casablanca and you find me in Tunis, the capital of Tunisia. And there we go. Good morning, Tunis. What a fantastic place to start the day. There's some life starting up in the square now. It looks like they're setting up shop at the entrance to the Medina. We're going to go out and explore, but first things first, let's go get some breakfast and some coffee. What I really love about this building is everything's so beautiful and colourful, just this intricate detailing everywhere. This is the breakfast room here, and it just looks spectacular. And I can wake up with a nice coffee. Now, one thing I always love is having the omelettes in the hotels, and look at the way this is made. It's such a unique thing. No frying pan here, just this amazing hot plate. Wow. And I step out of the door of the hotel here, right into the heart of the city. This is Victory Square. You've got this strange freestanding gate here, the Barbel Bar. Now this really separates the Medina with the new city. Now supposedly this didn't used to be freestanding. The French actually destroyed the walls around it to build this square. Now the obvious thing would be to go straight into the Medina, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to get back to that a little later when the sun's really up for the afternoon. First thing, got to have a look down the Avenue de France and the new side of the city. Just stepping out from Victory Square into the new city part, we get to Avenue de France. This is the loud, busy thoroughfare of the new city. It's absolutely packed full of cars, packed full of people, and some interesting sights down here as well. Now this is something I've never seen in my life before, the I Love Tunis sign. And then, I wouldn't normally photograph this, but everyone's been doing it. Right behind, huge military vehicle. This feels so strange. And just behind me here, we've got the beautiful Cathedral of St. Vincent de Paul. This Roman Catholic cathedral was built in the 19th century, and supposedly it's the only one of its kind in the country still operating. Well, first impressions around here, this is really most strange. You've got this lovely, lively boulevard with loads of people and loads of life, but then next to the beautiful buildings and the I Love Tunis sign, you've got like fortified army positions that don't even seem to mind you photographing. This is most strange. I'm just trying to piece it together. And just down the end of this fantastic boulevard, you've got the distinctive clock tower and a man with a whistle. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here for something very, very special. Let's go. And just back from the clock tower here, the former Hotel de Lac is just a stunning example of brutalist architecture. So this was actually closed down and scheduled for demolition many years ago, but it still stands to this day. And it's really kind of a symbol of the city. It's absolutely fantastic. And just look at this place. It's kind of like upside down stairs. It's just bizarre. Certainly not going to be going in there if I was allowed to, which I doubt. But wow, it's really quite a sight. I'm so glad they haven't knocked this down yet and we can still actually see it in the city. Okay, the sun's up, the streets are absolutely packed full of people. Let's venture into the Medina. Wow, these little winding alleyways of the Medina are absolutely packed full of people and colours and shops. This is fantastic around here. Oh, I can't even move here, there's so many people. Wow, that main street of the Medina is no joke. That is just packed full of people down there. Actually, quite a lot of tourists here. It really surprised me. I didn't expect that so much here. But wow, almost too busy. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, phew, that's what I'm looking for. El Ali, the #1 rated restaurant on TripAdvisor here. Well, this place may be really hidden in the heart of the Medina, but it's certainly popular. I've come at a really, really weird time, mid-afternoon. They're actually only open for lunch and late lunch. I think they close at 5 o'clock or something weird like that. but it's absolutely full of people. I managed to get a table, but only just. Anyway, I've been delivered this lovely, lovely plate of bread and some dips here. Oh, okay. Carrot and spice. Lovely. Then we've got what's definitely some sort of eggplant aubergine dip here. But that aubergine one is just delightful. It's like baba ganoush. Just that kind of smokiness I can never reproduce when I make this myself at home. Oh wow. Okay, here we go. So this is my first Tunisian meal. And it's not couscous. We'll get to that a little later. But this is a roasted lamb and it's served with bell peppers, green and red, and some sauteed potatoes. It's served in this dish that looks kind of like a tagine dish a little bit. But look at this meat, just super tender. You just separate that with a fork there. Looking absolutely delicious. Let's try. There we go, it just looks beautiful, right? Wow, now in hindsight that might have been a little bit too much for one mouthful, but that is delicious. But it's got almost kind of like Asian sort of quality to it, like kind of soy sauce almost. It's probably not, but it's something kind of heading in that direction. Really interesting, so different. I expected it to be more kind of like Middle Eastern sort of flavours, but it's not. It's really not those Middle Eastern spices at all. Let's say like far more kind of Asian in terms of flavours. Strange, but absolutely delicious. Okay, there we go, back into the craziness, being pushed everywhere. Wow, what a place it is around here, really, really crazy. That was a great feed though, definitely happy with that first meal in Tunisia. This bodes very, very well. Okay, if I can get through this mass of people here, I'm going to head to the Al-Zaytuna Mosque. Wow, and this really is a throng of people yet again. Wow, coming out into this open section just by the mosque is quite a relief after the packed little streets there. It's just so hard to get through at this time, it's incredible. So the Al-Zaytuna Mosque here is actually one of the oldest in Africa. It was founded in either the 7th or the 8th century, and then it was reconstructed around the 9th century using columns from Carthage. And this mosque actually hosts one of the first and greatest Islamic universities. Islamic scholars have been graduating from here for over 1,000 years. Now, non-Muslims aren't allowed in the mosque itself, so of course, got to respect that and just stay on the outside. And just the other side of the mosque here, the crowd seem to thin out slightly. It's a lot more bearable and gets slightly more traditional. I think we're heading to the more real part of the bazaar now. Sure enough, I walk off the main path there to what looks like one of the darker alleyways, and it becomes a lot more kind of local souk-like. Definitely far removed from the kind of tourist area where you're put in, which looks absolutely beautiful, but doesn't feel that real. That feels a lot more real back there. And then all of a sudden, you get spat out into this open air area. And some nice sunlight again. And yeah, just like that, I find myself in what seems to be my normal activity nowadays of just getting hopelessly lost around Medinas. And there we go, you never get to see the real life of the city just by walking the path that everyone else walks. Now this is where local people are actually shopping, not the tourist half. And you come just outside of the Casbah here and you're suddenly thrown into Government Square. And it's really quite beautiful around here. These wonderful whitewashed buildings, the beautiful monument, the spires from mosques, the wonderful town hall that you see here. There's a lot fenced off, but wow, it's so quiet as well. I don't know what these buildings here are, but they're really beautiful. This domed building here. What looks like quite an impressive mosque here. It's refreshing walking this different side of the city when things are quiet. The busy streets of the Medina can be packed to the point where you can just hardly move. But then at the same time, when it's quiet, it can be oh so quiet and it just feels like there's hardly anyone on the streets. And this is really one of the other big contrasts of Tunis. This wide boulevard I'm on now houses these beautiful buildings, perfect streets, You see the City of Culture building here, huge, magnificent, perfect. There's big international hotel chains here as well. It leads between the city centre and new city side where the airport is. And everything's perfect. And yet if you just step back one street, dirt, smells, garbage, complete contrast. It's just like a completely different world to what we saw just north of the Medina there. So far removed. I'm going to call it a day for the video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It will really help out. Be sure to come back for the next videos around Tunisia. There's going to be some amazing sights, some tougher travels and some real surprises. Hope to see you next time.